This morning I will be talking about Chinese New Year. It is also known as the Spring Festival because it marks the first day of spring, but also known as Lunar New Year as well because it marks the first day of the lunar calendar. So from the Chinese zodiac, today is actually the last day of the ox year. So tomorrow starts the year of the tiger. And if you were born in any of these years, you are known to be intelligent, considerate, open-minded, risk taker, confident, and powerful. So if you guys are a tiger, if you were born in any of these years, let me know if this sounds like you. Just like Alessia mentioned, if you're here for my last year's presentation, I had the opportunity to share some of the traditions that I've been brought up with to include, how we prepared for Chinese New Year. This year, I wanted to focus on just a few common symbols. I touched on this last year as well, but I figured there are a lot of newer people as well, so I'd touch on some common symbols that you would see. Basically, everything has a meaning for Chinese New Year, literally everything. So if you come across a family all wearing red, you know it was intentional. Or if you see stores at the malls and they have lion dances performing everywhere, you understand why they do it and what it symbolizes. There are many symbols, like I said, and many beliefs as well. So I've only picked out main four that are most important to me to share with you today. And just a funny thing that I remembered while I was putting this together, the first 2 days of Chinese New Year is also extremely, extremely important. And I don't know if this is true for everybody else who celebrates it, but at least in my family, it was really important for my mom. And so the first 2 days were always 2 days that my mom would never, ever yell at my brother and I for doing anything bad or not listening to her because she believed if she had to raise her voice the first 2 days of the new year, it would represent her having to do that even more throughout the year. So you can imagine my brother and I, when we got a little older and we understood this, that we would like to have a little fun with my mom on the first 2 days of New Year. So Chinese New Year is the biggest holiday for those who celebrate it. Even though I was born here, it is a very big deal for my family. The main theme of the celebration is good luck and fortune. As a result, a lot of what is done, used, to even down to what is eaten and worn during Chinese New Year symbolizes the wish for good luck and success throughout the year. The color red is a very big, big symbol. The color red is seen as a highly auspicious color. This is known as the lucky color and is incorporated in almost everything Chinese New Year related. It is a representation of welcoming a long life and prosperity with the new year. You will also see this in weddings as well for us because it is a lucky color. Decorations are red, of course, and the primary color for what we wear in my family is usually red as well. At least we try to wear red all the time, or at least the first 2 days of the new year. On the left here is a picture of what I actually just put together this weekend, of my little setup. I don't do a lot of decorations around the house. That's just way too much effort for me. So I just usually try to do a little setup on the table and I keep it there for about, a week or two, depending on how fast the snacks are eaten by my children. And if you know me, I love dressing up my girls. So this was on the right here was a picture from last year where I featured them in my presentation as well. And to me, dressing up the kids make it festive enough. So I really don't do, like I said, a lot of decorations. Just having them dressed up and running around in the house is enough for me. But red is a color that is sometimes hard to find in sizes. So, a lot of parents also choose different colors as well. As you can see here on the left, Angela shared with me a photo of her two children from a few years ago. Purple, gold, blue, and pink is also very common colors for kids. And on the right here is my little one from a few years ago as well. She'd definitely not let me dress her up like this nowadays. She's too old for that. Food. Just like many other cultures, food is a very, very big thing, especially for Chinese New Year, because everything we eat either has a meaning to represent making more money, being more healthy, improving in school, getting good grades, getting a promotion, or just being safe in general. Dumplings is actually one of them. Because the shape of dumplings look like golden ingots, which was the currency of ancient China, dumplings are often eaten during the celebration, representing the wish to make more money in the new year. It is especially important to those who have their own business as well. My dad ran his own business, and so every year my mom would make sure that she made all the special foods to ensure that it represented that he would have everything he needed for the new year. I also remember her, she would always tell my dad to eat lots of a certain food, and my dad couldn't all like he can't say no because otherwise my mom would get mad because that would represent him saying no to more money or no to more good health or no to being safe. So anything my mom gave my dad to eat during these special dinners, the Chinese New Year Eve dinner and the Chinese New Year dinner, my dad couldn't say no. He just had to eat it all. Some families also make it a part of their tradition to make their own dumplings. Susan Han, our marketing and communications manager, shared these photos with me. It is her tradition to make dumplings in her family, and I think it is a wonderful tradition. So thank you for sharing this with me, Susan. I think this is something I might look into when my kids are a little older and have them help me with some dumplings as well. Other than dumplings, there are many, many different dishes that symbolizes health, prosperity, and good luck, like I mentioned. Top left is a photo that Andrew Chan, our senior survey programmer, shared with me. He shared this photo from a dinner, I think, a few years ago, and he had it with his whole family. So as you can see, it is packed, and typically that's what you want to aim for as well. Abundance is a big thing too. So usually there is a New Year's Eve dinner where there is so much food that there has to be leftovers. And the saying is that if you have abundance to move into the next year, that is a good thing because you're not using up everything you have from the previous year. On the right here is a photo that of the dishes that my mom usually will prepare for us. This is probably going to be very similar for my dinner tonight at my mom's place. It does look very similar to Andrew's, so you can see there's a lot of common dishes that have to be on the table for these dinners. Bottom left is a photo that Ping, our finance and administration coordinator, shared with us. She made this for her daughter. It looks very yummy. It looks like scallops, and I think I have to recommend this to my mom to add it to our dinners moving forward. The lion dance. In Chinese culture, the lion symbolizes power and wisdom. So people perform lion dances at Chinese festivals or big occasions to bring good fortune and chase away evil spirits. The lion dance is one of the most important traditions at Chinese New Year. It is definitely a way to create a festive atmosphere and bring happiness to everyone who watches. Businesses where they have a storefront will hire lion dancers to perform. It is very important to offer the lion lettuce, which symbolizes prosperity, and the louder the drums are and the more lions there are, represents more luck that the lion brings. Here are a few photos that we took a few years ago. The top left here is, I think, from probably 3 or 4 years ago, where the restaurant that we had gone for dim sum had hired 8 lions. It is a tradition for my family to go to dim sum where they have lion dance performances. So we usually go every single year. The lion dance performers also get creative sometimes. I've also seen shows where they perform in the dark and they have lights on all the lions, which was pretty cool. That was a memorable one for me as well. Bottom left shows a photo of me holding well, first of all, my child, but also a full head of lettuce with a red envelope. What I'm actually doing is I'm actually standing on a chair and giving this to the lion. The idea is that you want to challenge the lion a bit so it puts in some effort to get the lettuce and money from you. So this is traditionally they would actually try to actually challenge the lion, but nowadays when we do it at dim sum, it's really just for fun. But what the lion will do is take the lettuce and the red envelope with its mouth It will then imitate a real lion chewing on something on the floor. And basically, what the guy does under the lion head is that he rips the whole lettuce into small pieces and he will come back up, he will dance, and then at the end, he will end the dance by throwing out the lettuce pieces so that it touches everybody. And when it touches everybody, it represents that everybody will receive good luck from the lion because the Chinese word for lettuce is actually very close to the word wealth. So that's what the lettuce represents. And of course, the lion does not throw out the red envelope, he keeps that to himself. Bottom right is a photo that Angela also shared with me of her daughter meeting a lion outside of what looks like, I think she's holding bubble tea. The lion here is probably doing its rounds from one store to another around the plaza. It is a way for a plaza owner to wish its store owners lots of business as well. So it's definitely a great experience for, the stores, their owners, also for the kids to watch. And I won't lie, I still enjoy it very much. And I don't think we have anything this year, but I hope we can watch some line dance performers very soon after all of this ends. But while I say that, it does also scare some children at the same time. So a lot of people enjoy it, but some people get scared, like my little one. Because we didn't get to go to dim sum with line dance performers last year, our neighbor on the street actually took out his old gear and did a little performance for our neighbors. And so my little one saw my neighbor turn into a lion, and it terrified her. So this year she remembered, and she's like, "Mommy, no, no, Uncle Lion, please." The last symbol I wanted to bring up is the flowers. While the line dance creates the majority of the fun, a lot of places do deck out on decorations as well, creating a very festive atmosphere. Flowers make up a big part of it, and it's selected carefully in displays as different flowers mean different things. Some of the more common flowers and trees include the kumquat tree, lucky bamboo, orchids, which I also noticed that Costco brought out 3 weeks ago. They have these beautiful orchid plants. Chrysanthemums, peonies, also the water lilies are some very common flowers that are seen in patterns as well as decor in houses as well. I've never experienced this, but in many places in Asia, they actually would have markets and streets blocked off just to sell flowers. So flowers is definitely a big, big thing in Asia when it comes to Chinese New Year. Jeremy Chow, another one of our senior survey programmers, shared some of these beautiful photos with me. This was from a trip he went back to Asia a few years ago during Chinese New Year. And as you can see here, the streets are full of colorful flowers. And I really hope one day I can bring my family, especially my kids, to experience Chinese New Year somewhere in Asia as well. So that's it for my presentation. While I can still get my girls to dress up and do videos for me, I thought I'd share this one with you. So I hope you can hear it and let me know if you can't. So I wish everybody here, Gong Hei Fa Choi, wishing you very prosperous and happy new year of the year of the tiger. Thank you, everyone.